It doesn't really matter where you set this book. The important thing is pick a point and get started. So I said, fine, Scotland, 18th century. So that's where I began, knowing nothing about Scotland or the 18th century, having no plot, no idea, or no plot, no outlines, and no characters. Nothing but the rather vague images conjured up by the notion of a man in a kilt. As you will all realize, it's a very powerful and compelling image. My sixth book, Breath of Snow and Ashes, was a very lucky book for me. It opened at #1 on the bestseller lists of 4 countries, and it also it won me a Quill Award in the category Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror. Beating out George R.R. Martin and Stephen King. And it also won me the Corina International Prize for Fiction, which is very cool. This was a German prize, and I got to go to Bavaria to accept it on Bavarian television, which was an adventure in itself. But during this adventure, I was interviewed by everyone in the German press, because the publisher was very hyped about the awards, so they set up all these interviews. Every half hour I'd be interviewed by everybody from Vanity Fair down to the tabloids, or the German equivalent thereof. Well, toward the end of this very exhausting week, I was being interviewed by this nice gentleman from one of their literary magazines. And he said, I've read all of your books, they're marvelous. You know, your imagery is very magical, your characters, they're just so three-dimensional, your narrative drive is tremendous. And I'm thinking, yes, go on. So he paused and he said, there's just this one thing I wonder. Can you explain to me what's the appeal of a man in a kilt? That was a German. You know the old saying, any man looks good in a kilt, no man looks good in lederhosen. Anyway, he said, can you tell me what's the appeal of a man in a kilt? And I was really tired, or I might not have said it, but I stared at him for a minute, and I said, well, I suppose it's the idea that you could be up against a wall with him in a minute. You'll notice it's mostly the women laughing. They're all sitting there wondering where they can get a kill. I can provide you a few good links. Anyway, it was quite an experience, that prize. It was held in this restored opera house in Bavaria, and done up from the 18th century, very pretty. And they had kept the furnishings authentic, so they had the original folding wooden seats. It was like old-time theater seats where the seat flipped up and you flipped it down to sit on. Well, they made me and all the others come around with our clothes for the event during the afternoon to be inspected by the wardrobe mistress. Make sure we would not disgrace your stage by appearing in something subpar. I don't know what you've heard about Germans, but it's all true. They're very German. Having been approved in my costume and so forth, they then lined everybody up and did our makeup and so forth. We were then exported through the side door of the theater to a line of waiting black Audi A8s, which is sort of a big black car. The Germans call them panthers, because to them they look like tanks. But they're all driving these little roller skates. So, my German translator, who drives a Golf, got into an argument with a panther.